Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another glorious episode of Jedi Talk. And I think this is probably the weirdest place I've ever recorded an episode, and it's at my United Terminal in LAX. Today was my last day of Star Wars Celebration, and before we get into anything, I want to apologize for the audio. There's music, I can hear it over my head. I don't know if you guys can hear it, and if you can, I apologize. But today's... Oh, by the way, my name is Brad Hughes. Hello, I'm the host of Jedi Talk. If you're new or if you're coming to the show from Star Wars Celebration, I was the guy that did the Galaxy's Edge panel, and that's probably where you found out about the podcast because you have the sticker. And I want to thank you for coming to the panel, and hopefully we'll be able to do it again next Star Wars Celebration. At least we can do something, maybe not the same panel, but maybe we can do something next Celebration as well now that we are in good with Lucasfilm. And... we'll see what happens. But today was my last day of Star Wars Celebration. The actual last day is tomorrow. And I'm jealous because I don't usually go to the closing ceremony at Celebration because usually it's just kind of lackluster. I went to the one in Orlando, and they didn't announce anything special. But there's rumors, and there's strong rumors, that there's going to be something tomorrow from the film division of Lucasfilm at the closing panel. I'm recording this at like 4:30 on Friday. What is today? Today's the 28th, Saturday, May 28th. It's 4:15 actually, exactly, according to United's little thing over there. So I haven't done any of the closing panels since then because it just was a waste of time. But I think this one's going to be something good. Today, though, was one of the highlights of Celebration. One of the greatest panels of any Celebration I've ever been to. This is my third. And it was the Mandalorian Plus panel. And it started off with Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni coming to the stage and talking a little bit about Mando Season 1 and 2. And it was a really, really good start to the panel. And then they just started bringing out, like, so many people. I'm trying to remember in order. It was Giancarlo Esposito... Oh, I'm sorry, Pedro Pascal first, Giancarlo Esposito. Then it was Carl Weathers, the two actors that are also in the Mandalorian suit that played Din Djarin. I forget those gentlemen's names. I apologize. The panel was hard to hear a lot of talking because it was very quiet for whatever reason. It was a very low volume panel. I'm trying to remember who else was there. It was so many people. Tamora Morrison came out. That was one of my favorite moments of any Celebration. He started doing his, channeling the Haka that he does. He's from New Zealand, so he was doing this, spiritual dance. It was really fun. Got the crowd hyped. And then they kind of talked a little bit about Book of Boba Fett. They didn't mention anything about a Season 2 or anything like that. But it was a good start. And then they started showing... I'm going a little out of order here. I apologize, but... Then they showed the trailer for Season 3 of The Mandalorian, and it was absolutely fantastic. Apparently, I wasn't in the room on Thursday when they showed that first part, but my friend Nick was, and he said that it was the first part of it was what they showed, and then they showed an extra minute and a half, if I remember right. There's a lot of cool stuff in there. You get to see... live-action Mandalore. You get to see... I don't want to ruin too much, but it was really, really good. They showed that Mando is going to have an R5 droid, which is, right up my alley. Something that looked like Grogu's Mandalorian helmet. It's a very small helmet. It looks so cute. It was blue and light blue. And... it was really cute. So I'm very, very excited about Mando Season 3. I got to see the video of Bo-Katan sitting on the throne. That was really, really cool. So many just good visuals. A lot of Mandalorians fighting. The armorer coming into play. Oh, the actress that plays the armorer was there. That was really, really cool. And you get to see the armorer be kind of a badass. That's going to be really exciting. What else? Oh, yeah, then they casually bring out Rosario Dawson, and Chopper made an appearance, which was so cool. I don't know if that's the one they're going to be using in the show itself. Like it was going to be screen used one, but it was really cool to see Chopper rolling around the stage. That was really cool. And then I couldn't hear this actress's name, so I apologize, but they brought out the lady who is going to be the live action. Why am I blanking on the name? From Rebels, not Bo-Katan. Oh Jesus! Why can't I think of? Why can't I think of this character's name? This is gonna drive me insane. I gotta look this up now. I can't believe I'm spacing on this name. It's a character I really like. It's the girl that does all the artwork. She's a Mandalorian. I feel like such a bad Star Wars fan right now. Sabine, Jesus Christ, Sabine Wren, the woman who's gonna be playing live action Sabine, was there, and she was like her debut as that, and then we got to see a very short, very chopped up look at the Ahsoka series, and that was incredible. Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau said that they had only been filming for about 3 weeks. So the fact that they had anything is really cool, and it kind of just goes to show you that even, if you filmed for a very short amount of time, you can still show stuff at Celebration and have buzz around it. And I think that was a very smart idea because this show looks gorgeous. It started off with like a look of the ship. I think it was the Ghost, and we got to see a glimpse of live action Hera, which was really, really cool. And then there was just like a montage. And one of the things that was interesting, there was like a young kid's hand. And he was like using the Force to pull something, and then it showed him like wiping off something as well. And it actually, the look of that reminded me of the Ahsoka Legacy lightsaber box. It's like the limited edition one that's at Disneyland today. And Disney World sooner than later, which is good because I want one. Sidious's lightsaber was revealed yesterday for a future release, and it came out today. So very distant future. For that one. So that's exciting. Tom got it, and I'm jealous. It looks really nice. It looks really, really, really good. He sent me a video of it, and it looks really, really nice. But anyway, so going back to the Ahsoka trailer, you were able to see for the briefest of seconds, and it was so brief, I'm not even 100% sure that's what it was, but it looked like it was, because they showed like the artwork from Rebels, like the cartoony looking artwork that they show in the show, and it was live action Ezra stepped in front of it for like a half a second, and that was really cool. And then we got to watch the Mando trailer again. The Mando trailer was really cool, but there's not much to talk about because it's just like Mandalorians fighting each other and jumping out of ships. There's not like a lot of story stuff to break down. A lot of Mando and Grogu in a ship, a lot of flying stuff, and he's got the Naboo starfighter still. But overall, fantastic. I didn't get to do anything other than that today at Celebration because I had to leave and get to the airport sooner or later. And I'm glad I did because I bought at the Celebration store, they had these cool like Beskar coaster sets, and they were like these like really thick metal coaster sets. And for whatever reason, I had to like explain to TSA what they were. They're in a box that says Star Wars Celebration coasters. And I had to convince him that it was just a coaster, which it is a coaster, but I had to like explain. I was like, yeah, it's a coaster from Star Wars. He looked at me like I had horns growing out of my head, so that's exciting. And then I had to explain the Frog Lady plush, which that was fun to explain as well. Why a 33-year-old man has a frog plush in his backpack. But I'm gonna miss Celebration, man. I got weirdly emotional leaving. You guys know I talk on the show a lot about how much I love Celebration, but I like truly love Celebration. It's some of the most fun, and it's truly like a rite of passage for Star Wars fans. Like, you have to do this at some point in your life. I'm really hoping that next year it's in Orlando and we can all go, because I think we'd have a good time, and it is such a fun experience. If you're a Star Wars fan and you're curious, maybe if you're curious and it's like maybe in a city near you, maybe buy like a one-day ticket to see if you like it. I don't think you're going to get a lot out of it if you just do a one day pass though, because there's so much to do, and it's such a crapshoot of what you're going to be able to get to do. But it's such a good time. I hope ReedPop goes away from the lottery panels where you have to enter and hopefully win. It's just such a bummer because then some people don't get. I know people who didn't get anything. Me included. I was able to get into it through my media badge and. my presenter badge, because they and it was just because they gave pity on me. It wasn't because I was entitled to that, but they just were like, all right, here, go ahead. There was room, so I hope they go away from it in the future, but I don't think that's going to happen. Plus, it doesn't really work that well, so I think that's another reason to maybe go away from it. Like, I tried Lightning Lane 4 different times, one for the Mando experience, which looked really, really freaking cool, and one for the Celebration store at the Lightspeed lane, and I didn't get anything either time. It kept crashing, and it was just a disaster. So I think that's it. I'm getting tired. My brain is mush. I'm really looking forward to the show this week. Oh, actually, that's not it. I wanted to do something here while I have the time, and this is my own little personal top 10 list that I made in the car on the way over here as I was heading over here from Celebration. I made my top 10 Celebration moments from this year's Star Wars Celebration. Number 10, it is the morning of Friday. I got to walk around the show floor with my media badge without anyone else there. And that was a really, really cool experience. Being able to see everything there was to see on the show floor without anyone else there was really cool. It's not something you really get to do unless you're an exhibitor, and you can only walk around and look a little bit. I was able to like talk to people, talk to some of the exhibitors. They were willing to talk to me before they were overwhelmed with people. The only thing I wish I had done a little bit more, but I'm kind of glad I didn't, because I have 0 suitcase space, and I have a story later for the show that I'll tell next week about Disney's shipping stuff. It was a nightmare. But I'm glad I didn't, but I really wish I would have looked a little bit more at the old school action figures and stuff. But I just don't have a way to get this stuff home, and the last thing I need to do was fall in love with something and not be able to find it again somewhere else. But that's number 10. That was really, really cool. Number 9 is Tamora Morrison's entrance this morning at the Mandalorian panel. I mentioned it briefly a few minutes ago, but it was just so cool. And I want to say funny, but that's not it was entertaining. It wasn't fun. No one was laughing at him or mocking him or anything like that. But it was just cool that he came out and was that confident in his culture, and that confident in how straight up gangster that dude is. I love Tamora Morrison. That was really, really cool. The Haga. He talked a little bit about it on the Book of Boba Fett gallery episode. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's really cool. Number 8 was exploring the Celebration store. I got to go twice. It was a little bit of a cluster, but I'm glad I went when I went, because it seemed like they were having issues. I saw Facebook posts that there was still stuff that they hadn't even received yet in the store that is now getting put out. So that's pretty interesting. But the store itself is cool. It's just cool to see all this really cool exclusive stuff. Everyone just grabbing stuff left and right. It was fun. There was really good merch this year. I liked the Camp-Tono coolers. I liked obviously the Beskar coasters. The shirts were really good. Only got a few. I didn't go too wild. The last thing I need another Star Wars shirt. I need a hole in the head. But it's good. The store was cool. It was very big. I feel like it was bigger than. It was definitely bigger than the Orlando one, and I feel like it was bigger than the Chicago one too. But I could be wrong on that. But it was just a cool experience going in there, seeing all the cool stuff. I'm kind of regretting not getting that Max Rebo shirt, but we'll see. Maybe I can have Nick grab it for me. Number 7, I mentioned this before too when we were talking about the panel this morning, but Chopper coming out on stage, seeing a official live action version of Chopper was really, really cool. I'm trying to remember if he was in the Ahsoka footage that we saw, but I don't think so. They did look like they did show the Ghost, but it also kind of looked like the Falcon. It was interesting. Number 6 was getting to meet up with Nick and his wife from Star Wars Celebration, because they're who I spent a majority of my time with, because I came by myself, and Holly didn't get to. The kid is not having a good time. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but that's very loud. He is not happy. I'd be happy. I'm getting off the plane in LA. I'd be very happy. But it was cool meeting up with them. I met them at Chicago Celebration. I think we met at the Galaxy's Edge panel the morning of that. I can't remember exactly when we met, but it was definitely at Celebration Chicago, and he's just a good dude, and she's super sweet, and it was fun to hang out with them. I'm sorry if I crashed your party or anything like that if you guys are listening, but I had a good time hanging out with you guys. Number 5 was the announcement of all of the different legacy sabers, the sidiouss saber, pretty much that whole panel was really, really interesting. The retro figures that are coming, I actually already purchased those when they announced that at the show. But it started off that panel started off kind of weak, but then it was that's like my second favorite panel of the week, I think. That was really a good one. But seeing the Sidious one, the Obi-Wan Legacy one that's coming, I hope it comes in like a regular box. The box they showed looked like the Darksaber box, which is the one that's like the long carver one, which is the ones we don't like. Me and the boys that collect them. What else? There was another saber. There was the Obi-Wan one, the Sidious one. Oh, and the Plo Koon one. And then my number 4 was the Qui-Gon announcement, and that was my favorite thing from Celebration this weekend up until today's panel that showed all the Mando stuff. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, so that was my number 4. Number 3 was the Mandalorian Plus panel. That whole panel was just fantastic from start. That's one of the best Star Wars best Celebration panels I've ever seen. It was really cool. They had so many guests. So many people that were directly involved with it that weren't writers. They were the actors that were portraying these characters, and I like that they showed the other guys that are inside the Mando suit doing some of the action stuff. That was cool. That's really cool that they brought them out on stage and gave them credit. My number 2 was seeing the ObiWan Kenobi first 2 episode premiere with everyone at the Galaxy stage. That was really a cool communal experience. The energy in that room was just so freaking awesome. And I'm not going to spoil anything, but the way episode 2 ended, people were losing it. So that was such a fun experience. I've never been able to experience something to that level, but that is something that we had predicted would happen on the podcast. And we were right. And I figured that as much, especially with how close it was to being released. And then my number 1, this should come as no surprise, was doing my own panel. Now, here's the thing. I'm not saying that my panel was better than anything I mentioned before, but I'm saying from my personal experience, being able to do that was such a good time. I want to do more panels. I want to do multiple panels next year. I think I'm going to try to do multiple ones. I really enjoyed it. And thank you to the lady that came up to me at the Mando panel and told me that I did a good job at the panel. That meant a lot to me. So that's it. I'm going to go grab another drink before I get on this flight. And I will see you guys later. Stay safe till then. May the Force be with you always.